Okay, guys. So today's pretty exciting. We're going to be talking about presenting the business. So I was trying to figure out kind of how to go about this call because this is I feel like this is an area in our business where I don't know if everybody, but I know like when I started, it was my biggest problem area or the area where I was most terrified of because I really didn't know kind of how to go about it without being that icky, pushy, salesy kind of person. So I was trying to figure this out. So I decided to first of all share with you presenting the business in my like 2-week game plan, the way I approach my month. So first of all, I bought one of these huge calendars, and I'm just gonna like kind of show you a little bit of it because I don't know if you can see very good. You get it, like a desk calendar type deal. And so every at the end of every month, I kind of take this out and I plan out my month. And I base my month on separating it into 2 areas. So I feel like our Power Hour to-do list does a really great job of the things we need to do every single day to stay consistent and to see growth in our business. We all know that. We've discussed that. It's out there. You got that stuff. But for me, I like to split my month up to make sure that I'm focused on the 2 biggest areas of my business, which is inviting to challenge groups and kind of kickstarting my challenge groups and hosting kick-ass challenge groups, and also presenting the business and getting those people, keeping track of those people, and then getting them started as new coaches. So those are kind of the 2 areas: challenge groups and inviting to challenge groups, and presenting the business and getting coaches started. So the first 2 weeks of every month, I kind of devote to challenge groups, which we talked about the whole challenge group thing and how to invite and everything. So you can go back to that video if you have questions. But the first 2 weeks of the month, I kind of dedicate to that. So I'll schedule in on my calendar. I'll actually schedule in like a webinar to discuss like what my challenge group is going to be about, and I'll invite my prospects to that. I'll do like I'll actually schedule in my calendar when I'm going to do public posts about inviting to my challenge group, so I make sure I get those out at least a couple times a week in one way, shape, or form. Remember, I said you can kind of do it secretively where you don't have to say, hey, I'm having a challenge group looking for challengers, but you could do like a Transformation Tuesday and share before and after, and then just share, hey, my next group's opening here. I have a couple spots left. Would love to have you, that type of deal. So you don't have to be so direct with these when I say I post a couple times a week about it, but you do want to be direct in some cases. So make sure you're doing that as well. And then I have like a last day to shop on there. I'll have like just things, personal message day, where I just basically go off my list and I send PMs to everybody who was interested either the month before, might have fell off, people who were interested in previous months but said check with me next month, that type of deal. So I'll just follow up with those people. I'll send them private messages, and then just people on my list that I feel might be interested, I'll send them a private message and just say, hey, I haven't talked to you in a while. How are the kids doing? I'm starting a group very soon. I'm starting a little fitness group here very soon. It's just a private group here on Facebook. I'm looking for other moms that are ready to kind of step up their fitness and are looking for some accountability. I know I am in this group. I'm really hoping that this group will help with that. I think you'd be great. I right away thought of you, was wondering if it's something you're interested in. If not, no big deal. But I just wanted to send you that invite. Let me know your thoughts on it. Otherwise, I would love to just hear how things are going. Just be really straightforward and basic and be yourself, but get those invites out. So anyways, that's kind of the first 2 weeks of the month, just devoted to challenge groups and kickstarting my challenge group mid-month. And then the second 2 weeks are really devoted to presenting the business. So we're all really super comfortable, right, with like being able to be a product of the product. Like we could go on Facebook and share our workouts and share our nutrition, our meals, recipes, Shakeology. We're kind of getting the drift of that, and we're okay with that. The thing that really is where we start to clam up is when we have to present the business. So I don't care if that's just right out of the gate presenting the business, or if that's converting challengers to coaches, or like we talked about earlier, free groups, for converting free challengers to challengers, and then challengers to coaches. It's just where we clam up when we have to ask them to invest, right? So I wanted to kind of just give you guys a little bit of a layout so that you guys can focus more on certain areas throughout the month to be able to really just invite like a boss, but invite naturally. So we all want to share, like I said, without being like pushy or icky at all. So this way will kind of help you not focus so much on the not focus so much on the pushy or salesy part of it, but just be able to kind of do it naturally over a period of time. So I personally devote, so anyways, I'm sorry, I'm reading my notes as I'm trying to do this to make sure I hit on everything. So anyways, I personally take the week or the 2 weeks and I split them up. So like every single day of that first week, so from the first week when I start focusing on the business, is focused on sharing some way or shape or form that coaching has changed my life. Now, I don't say coaching has changed my life in this way. I'll say something like, let's just pretend it's like I put an example here for me to say is sleeping in. Like, let's pretend I take a picture of me and my kids laying in bed on a Tuesday morning and, you know, my kids are still sleeping in, or maybe you had a really rough night with your kid. And you know, you're able to stay home with your kids. Like that's how, this is just me personally. I know a lot of you are still working moms or whatever, but I mean, you could be, your example could be something like reverse. Like your example could be like, this is exactly why I started this coaching opportunity. Like my kid was up all night last night. She's sick today. I had to call in a sitter to come to my house and I'm at work because I don't have any time off, or I wasn't able to take the time off. And I'm starting this coaching business because, you know, I know this is going to help me so I don't have to do this anymore. Like that's my vision for this. So like you can return my situation in reverse, because I was there and I used to have to do that. I used to use those situations as motivation and kind of ask people to join me on my mission so that they could have the same things as me. And you're actually talking to people who are in that same boat as you, because you're attracting those people to you. You're attracting your brand, and that's your brand, right? So another one might just be like you were able to buy groceries this week, or without worrying about your car getting declined, or like, you know, maybe you were able to buy a new house because you have this security and coaching, or you know, whatever it might be for you. But even if you're not making money at this point, which a lot of you aren't, you know, making a decent income right now because you're just starting out, even if you're not, you already have a success story with Beachbody. So it's probably more emotional. Like, you know, Beachbody has given you this community of friends that is encouraging and really just helps you, you know, be positive every day and have this positive outlook on life. You know, you have this success story, whatever it is, be creative and share even the little pieces, little cracks that, you know, that you notice that coaching has done for you, and share that. And so every day that first week, I share something in some way, shape, or form of some way that coaching has changed my life. And then a couple times that week, I'll share a specific invite. So, and I'm inviting here, you guys, too. I forgot to say this. So the second weekend, I do a 5-day sneak peek. And my 5-day sneak peek is a private group I invite people to. And every single day I share just one video explaining pieces, giving them kind of like an inside look of what coaching's all about. So I'll share what coaching is. I'll share how to earn with coaching. I'll share kind of how we run coaching on social media. And then I'll share a day of common hesitations or questions, day like that. Then I'll do a live Q&A in the group, that type of deal. So it kind of just gives them basically a bird's eye view of what we do as coaches and breaks down some of those maybe ideas that they have of what coaching is, and kind of opens the door for them to see how basic and simple and just how giving this opportunity is. And so that's what that 5-day sneak peek does. It gets them into a group of coaches who are just there to share and kind of give everybody an idea of what this all is all about. And so that's a 5-day sneak peek. I personally host those, and you guys are all invited to invite people to join my group, but I encourage you to go in the group and take notes, because I very much so encourage you to be the face of your own group. So once you invite people in, even if it's the first 2 months that you're inviting people to my group, I just take it nice and slow and just start recording your own videos with your own face and duplicating what I'm sharing, but just doing it in your own way. And then you can start inviting people to your own group. And by that time, you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, who knows how many coaches underneath you that you guys can do a group together, and you can have them invite to your group and kind of duplicate the process. And then that's kind of the week 2 of that. And then in the next week, I host a business opportunity event. So it's a one-night event. It's just an opportunity webinar where I basically go through and share my story, and I share a little bit about the coaching opportunity. And then I just paint a picture of how things would go if they sign. So when they sign, this is what will happen. So they get kind of a comforting feeling. I know a lot of companies, you sign with them, you buy this, you make a huge investment in a product or whatever. I mean, some companies are thousands and thousands of dollars. And then you're basically just on your own to kind of manhandle what you do with all of this and how you be successful. I want them to know that Beachbody's not like that, that there's this community to help them and that they're never going to be alone in this. And we're all there to help, each other grow and move forward. And so I paint that picture for them and help them understand that when they sign up, they're going to get all of this training and this one-on-one time with me or with you guys. So on my business opportunities, I just want to say, you guys can invite to those. And I absolutely let them know that we as coaches, this team comes together and helps them, but also for them to contact their upline or contact the person that invited them to this call to answer any questions they have, as well as to get signed up and get started. And so don't worry about anything like that. They'll always go back to you, the person that invited them. And even if they contacted me, I would always direct them back to you. So that's kind of there. And then that just sets you up for starting a new coach group, a new coach training group, like the one right here that you're in, for that first week in the month. And it gives them a whole 6 days to go through that 10-day simple success training that you guys all went through on our team training site. So you can see it kind of just is a great way to to break up your month and let you focus on certain, like I said, those two big areas of your business, your challenge groups, and then your business, you're presenting and you're signing new coaches, your recruiting side of things. So it breaks it up in a great way for you to kind of focus there. So that's how I run my month. And I suggest that even if you don't do it this way, that you plan out your month in a way like this, where you guys have focused energy on those two big areas in your business. So now I'm going to go into just basic ways to present the business. So there's always the direct or public post. Those are a must. You absolutely have to do that. And I feel it is important because when we private message people, we private message them based on our own feelings. So like, we'll be like, oh, I think she might be good at this, or I think she might be into this, or, whatever. We don't really know, because we're adding so many different people to our network in different areas of life, and we don't really know everything about them yet. We're still in that relationship building time with them. It's important to do a public post, because I will tell you, I often get private messages from people who've seen a public post of mine that aren't even on my list, because I didn't really think that they were even watching or interested, or maybe at one point they definitely let me know, no way, I'm not interested in stuff. Don't ever even ask me about it. But then they'll private message me after seeing one of my posts that they were interested in. They're wanting to know more, and they'd like to take part in my sneak peek or something like that. So a public post is a must. And during my recruiting week, I'll do, two or three of those throughout the week. And that's just because, like I said, you want to make sure that you're reaching everybody. So don't just rely on yourself for, choosing the people you want to invite. Make sure you're doing those public posts. Now, the public posts don't have to be straightforward all the time. Like I said, you don't have to be like, hey, I'm looking for 3 to 5 people to join my team. I'd love to have you. Here are some qualities. If you have these, message me. It can also just be something with you sharing a part of your story, sharing even your fitness success story, and how you turn that into paying it forward now, and you're looking for people to join your team to help you on this mission of changing lives, that type of deal. So you can paint that picture for them, and then, paint that story for them. And then at the end, just add a little paragraph that says, if this is something that you think you'd be interested in, I'd love to chat more with you, and just give you a little bit, invite you to this private 5-day sneak peek group that my upline's doing. So you can just get an idea of what this is all about if you're curious, something like that. But then you can also do the one where it's kind of like, maybe one of those posts is direct. Like, I'm looking for 3 to 5 people to join my team. And you guys also have different outlets to do this. So you can use your profile page, your like page. You can use YouTube and create a video. I have YouTube videos on here, you guys. YouTube is a great way for you to get your face out there, let people see you and hear you, and kind of just get an idea of who you are as a person besides these words that they're seeing on social media. And you can just go on there, share your story, share how you got started as a coach. We all have a story. We all have a success story. I don't care if you've been a coach for a day, 4 years, whatever. You have a success story. Figure out what your stories are and share them. So we have various stories. You all have life lessons that you've been through, and you need to highlight those stories and share them. YouTube is a great place to do that. So share your story, and then I will personally put in this group, one of the resources I'm going to add in this group is a bullet point sheet on what coaching is. So it'll be what I do when I host my webinars is I share my story, and then I just go through, and when I share what coaching is, I basically read these bullet points. I literally read these bullet points off, and that's how I share what coaching is all about. So I will share that in the group. So if you guys want to step up and create that video, your videos will go a long way, because people see your videos without you even sharing them. When they search what is Beachbody coaching, you know, they could pull up your video. So make sure you're creating that video and having that resource out there for people to get a hold of you. And make sure in your videos, you're letting them know how to get a hold of you other than YouTube. So you're letting them and directing them back to your Facebook, back to your email, whatever it is that you want to do, but you're directing them somewhere where they know how to contact you when they're done watching. So that's a great way to do that. The next thing is private messages. So you can private message based on two things. You can work off of your list, and I highly suggest that you be doing that all the time. I have a list, and on my list, I talked about this in the 10-day simple success training, but I make a list, and then I highlight people who I personally feel I would love to have on my dream team, okay? So I highlight people who I feel like this person would rock at this business right now. And those people get highlighted all the time, and people get unhighlighted all the time. So it changes, right? It's always a revolving list, and it always needs to be added to, and so on and so forth. So make sure that you're using your list. You have a list and you're adding to it. I don't care if there's 10 people on it today, you know, you're constantly adding to that list, and you're highlighting the people who you want to present to. So when your 2 weeks comes, you know, your 2 weeks of your push for recruiting, if you're going to do it this way, you know, hey, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to invite those highlighted people to my 5-day sneak peek. I'm going to send them a private message and physically invite them to that 5-day sneak peek. And that invite might just be, hey, you know, I know we talked before, or I know that you're really into fitness and health, or I know that you're just really miserable at your job right now. And I immediately thought of you when I started this event, and I want to invite you to this very special event I'm holding. It's a 5-day event. It's going to be take you 30 or 3 minutes a day to watch a video, but it's going to let you in on what I do as a coach and how coaching has impacted my life and changed my life, because I feel like this could really help you. I feel like this could be the ticket for you to find financial freedom, or to be able to leave your job and be home with your kids, and to find that happiness again, and just really get that balance in your life. Whatever it is, that's how you do it. It's very simple, 3 sentences, 4 sentences, whatever, and you invite them. And you know what, you guys, you don't have to be afraid to invite, okay? Because when you're inviting somebody, and in your heart, you're inviting them because you honestly feel as though this business could help and be impactful in their life, why are you scared? You know, don't be scared of that. You know, if you're inviting somebody because you feel like you just want to have another coach on your team, you don't even know the person, you don't care about them, you don't know anything about them, they probably suck as a coach, but you just want to invite them because you want them to be another placeholder for you, then don't invite them, right? Then feel icky about it. But if you're inviting somebody because you honestly in your heart feel like this could be helpful to them, this could change their lives, then you shouldn't be nervous about inviting them. You should be happy and excited. Let that excitement show in your messages. Just be real, honest, and raw in your messages, and tell them why you're inviting them. I wanted to invite you because I feel like you would be great at this because, and then tell them why. Share with them why you feel like this would be beneficial to them. And that's a private message. The other way is through conversation. So, you know, when we're building conversations with people and building relationships, we're asking questions, we're forming them. We're asking them about, you know, their family, their occupation, their recreation. And then we are asking, no, I forgot what that M is again. What is my problem? Every single time, I don't think I use the M maybe. And so anyways, and so I probably don't even get there, because usually my coaches are falling into one of those other ones. So it's either family. So because they're a mom and they are working full time and they're stressed, or financially speaking, they are, you know, they're stressed financially, or, you know, they just occupation wise, they just don't like their job. Recreation, maybe they're really into fitness and health. So there it is. So see how these things can open doors for you to be able to highlight the business. So if someone said to me in our conversation, we got all the way to recreation, pretend, like we talked about their family, we know about they have 3 kids, you know, they have a husband, they Occupation, they work away from home. They don't really like their job a lot, but they're okay with it. And then recreation comes and they're like, yeah, I'm really into fitness. I'm a runner. I love running. And then I talk a little bit about running with them because I'm a runner too. And we kind of get going on that. And that's kind of our niche. And we start going. And then they talk about how, yeah, they love to, they love to help other people. And so when they talk about running and their fitness stuff, so then I might throw in there, oh my gosh, yeah, that's what I do for a living. I'm actually a health coach, and I help people who are struggling to find something that works for them. I help them find programs. And then I just host these fun little groups on Facebook where we work out together and we get them results. And then, it's a blessing in my life. This is what I do for a living. And then they'll ask me questions about coaching and we go back and forth. And then I can invite them to the 5-day sneak peek. Or, when they talk about occupation, say they said they hated their job, I could just throw it out there and be like, you know what? I was there. I know how you're feeling because I tell them a little bit about myself, how I had, my son, and then I had to go back to work and I was very depressed. I did not like how I was looking on the outside. I was not liking how I was feeling on the inside. I was missing so much with my son. And so I actually stumbled upon this coaching opportunity and it ended up changing my life. And go into that a little bit and then say, I'm actually hosting this 5-day event next week. And I would love for you to come and just take part. There's no obligation at all. You don't have to talk. You don't have to do anything. You just watch a video about 3 to 4 minutes a day. And it just shares basically what this opportunity is about. And I would love to have you take part in it if you're interested, if it's something you're interested in. I think it'd be great for you because maybe, this could be the opportunity for you that could change your life like it did for me. Something like that. So you're just taking these little moments in this forming process and you really are keeping your eyes open and your ears open. You're asking questions and you're getting to know that person. So when that opportunity arises for you to, share the opportunity or throw it out there and just say, hey, have you ever considered doing what I do as a coach? I think you would be great at this because. And then you enter in the why you think they'd be great at it. So you do need that relationship building process so that you can understand why you want to present this. So you don't feel icky or salesy. You feel like you're helping. So that's huge. Again, I'm going to put that little phrase that I just used. Have you ever considered doing what I do as a coach? I think you would be great at it because. I'm going to put that in our group page under the file section as well because I use it every single day. Every single day when I'm in these messages forming these people, I say that to people every day because that right there is an easy way for you to share the business with them without being salesy because you're adding in that personal effect at the end. And you're doing so because you honestly have built that relationship and you feel like they'd be great at this for that reason. So I'm going to share that with you guys in the group. And that's that's one of the ways I present the business every day. Share without sharing. So on a day-to-day basis, you guys, you're going to be sharing the business without even saying, hey, have you ever considered? Or, hey, do you want to be a Beachbody coach? And you do this on your social media. You do this on your profile page, on your like page, on your Instagram account, on YouTube, on Pinterest. You do this all the time. Share ways, like I talked about in my first week of the recruiting phase, I share ways coaching has changed my life secretively, right? So me and my kids laying in bed, sleeping in the morning, this couldn't have been possible. I just laid there and I just was thinking about how 5 short years ago, I couldn't do this. This was not possible for me. I had to wake up my 6-month-old baby and bring them to various sitters during the day. And I had to go to work and sit there all day long, miserable because I didn't like what I was doing. And I hated not knowing, not being there with my son and missing so much. You bring that emotion back into it and you share your story without that direct invite. But people are wondering, you're attracting people's attention. You're putting in that little bit of keeping something out really gives people that interest, like they want to watch more, they want to learn more. So then, you basically do this and then you throw out the invite, you throw out the hook, and so you can catch them and you can invite them to that sneak peek. So you share without sharing every single day. You do it all the time. That's one way I present all the time. I already talked about YouTube with you guys. The next thing is blogging. So if you guys aren't blogging right now and it's something that's on your heart, like if you feel like you have a story to share, or even if you just feel like you could type all day, and you could like share things about your life, or, you know, share things about being a mom, or share whatever you're passionate about, share arts and crafts, share, you know, whatever. If you feel like you have something to share, start a blog, because it's a great way for you to kind of plug in your Facebook pages, plug in your like page, plug in YouTube videos, you know, make a photo on Pinterest and have it connected back to your blog. It's a great way to connect with people, and it's a great way to get people connected with you. Instagram, obviously pictures. So if you're going to be anything you're sharing on Facebook, share it on Instagram as well, and use those hashtags like Jen talked about the other day. If you didn't watch her Instagram video, totally watch that, because I am just starting now kind of implementing what she said in there, because Instagram wasn't a big part for me. Pinterest actually was, but now Pinterest is getting a little bit trickier, which explains why I did not record a video on Pinterest for you guys, because I don't want to give you any false information. But I'm learning. I'm actually working with a Pinterest expert right now, and she's working on creating some videos for us so that I can share with you guys how to really maximize that as well. But Instagram is where it's at right now. They just came out with live video feed, kind of throwing Snapchat to the side, and the hashtags are great. So make sure you're really focusing on creating hashtags like Jen said, and really exploring those to make sure they fit your brand so that you're attracting the right people. But when you're sharing the business, you know, you can share a picture, like I said, the same exact example of me sleeping in with my kids. I can share that story on Pinterest, on Instagram, and then hashtag some stuff to kind of drive the right kind of traffic to that post about, you know, stay-at-home moms or work-at-home moms, or, you know, things like that. So I can drive that traffic to that post. You kind of have the ability to pick and choose who's seeing your post or who's coming to you. So Instagram's a great way to do that. The last thing I have on my list here is to just take action. So I will share specific examples with you of all of the things I just talked about here. So how I conversation on how I present in personal messages, how I present in personal message through people who I'm kind of forming, how I post on social media, some example posts there, example posts from Instagram. I'm going to be sharing all that in the group today. So you guys go through and browse all of that stuff, watch this video, and then comment underneath it with any direct questions that you have. And then later tonight, I will create a Q&A for us, and we'll go through and answer any of the questions you have, because again, tomorrow starts our action week. We're really going to start implementing, you know, our inviting and our presenting, and, you know, just sticking hardcore to our Power Hour to-do list and our tracking sheets. We're going to see progress in the next 7 days. And, you know, we're going to be there to help each other along the way, but it's up to you guys to take that action and to really move forward in this business with the right intentions, because that's huge. When you're presenting the business or even inviting to challenge groups, you have to be doing so with the right intention. If your intention is pure, if your intention is honest, if your intention is to help, you don't have a single thing to be afraid of. You don't have anything to fear. You know, just go forward and share, help. If you are there to help, if you are there because your heart wants to help and you feel like that person could be an amazing success story for me in my challenge group, that person, I could help that person so much, you know, then share with them. Don't be nervous. If you feel like you know a mom who's miserable at work, who just doesn't love what she's doing, and she wants to be home with her kids, and she's constantly talking about how she misses her children or whatever, share this opportunity with her. Do this together. Always paint that picture that we're a community. You're never alone, you know. Always paint that picture. Nobody wants to start anything and not know how to do it. Nobody wants to start anything and feel like they're doing it all by themselves. So make sure you paint the picture that you guys are it's gonna be fun. You're gonna team up. You're gonna do this together. And when you do that, you guys, you're going to find a whole tribe of people that you enjoy working with and that you want to hang out with, and that's like a second family to you. So when you're inviting and presenting, also make sure that you're presenting to the people that are part of your tribe, that are part of your ideal dream team. And when you do that, you're going to find that it's fun. It's really fun to present the business to people. And if they say no, it's not no forever, and it's not no, has nothing to do with you. It has to do with them, and they're not ready. So move on and present to somebody else. Find your next coach. Find your next partner in crime. Find that next person that's going to be the diamond on your team, and you can celebrate that with them. You know, really get excited about this and get motivated and really want to go out there and find people that want to help and want to change lives. And when you have that mindset and you have that, you have that passion to do that, this presenting thing and this finding challengers and inviting thing is no big deal. It's just part of the process of you building this freedom for yourself and this freedom for your team. So think of the big picture and focus on the big picture and don't focus on the little conversations. Just go out there, be true to you. You guys are all awesome people. You guys are all sweet and compassionate, and you're all have hearts of gold. You're all in this for such great reasons, you know? And so go forward and know that about yourself. Know that you're not doing this to be pushy or salesy. You don't want anyone to invest in a challenge pack and then have to collect dust on their shelf. Not only does that not help them, but it doesn't help you either. Okay, so you got a Success Club point from it. So what? You know, you didn't help change that life. And so, you know, go forward and do it because you want to help. You're going to do everything you can to help that person. And then this whole scary thing, this whole fearful thing about inviting and presenting is taken out of the picture. Do move forward with the best of intentions, and you guys got this. I know you do. So again, ask the questions you have. If you don't ask them, I can't help. Ask questions, and I will address them all tonight on a Q&A, and tomorrow we'll move forward, and we're going to crush this week. So I hope this, guys, I hope this helped you kind of paint a picture of how the inviting process goes. And, you know, maybe you guys want to do the 2-week thing like I do. And you guys can share your schedules with us or your calendars with us and kind of share how you're going to do and paint out, you know, draw out your post for the week and do all that fun stuff too. So I'd like to see that if that works for you. Otherwise, just ask the questions and let's, I'll get those answered tonight and we'll move forward with an awesome week starting tomorrow. Take care, guys.